but we are supposed to be live on all CGTN online platforms on Facebook, on Weibo, on Twitter, did I miss anything? On YouTube. And my name is Barnaby Low, and we are right at the Chinatown of the city of Manila. We are on Escolta Street, which used to be basically the Wall Street of, correct me if I'm wrong, the Wall Street of Manila. And today, leading into the Chinese New Year celebrations here in Manila, we are having the Chinatown Challenge, which is basically an amazing race style of event where we're gonna have teams we're gonna have basically 12 teams of 4 people, if I'm not mistaken. And we have here Mike and Rach. They're the organizers of this event, and I'm going to just pull this mic towards them so that you can hear them. And Mike, tell us more about this event.
Hi, to celebrate the Chinese New Year, we're trying to get as many people here to discover Binondo, or Manila's Chinatown. They'll be doing a race, performing different tasks in different stations. And it's all related to the Filipino-Chinese heritage and culture.
Okay. So it's not just about Chinese culture per se, but more about Chinese-Filipino culture.
Right.
Okay. Rach, I think you were the one who actually organized the stations and the challenges. So what are the participants going to do?
Well, technically, the participants, we have 12 teams. Each of the 12 teams have 4 members. All they have to do is just finish all 7 stations and then gather 8 pieces of puzzles. That's 7 stations, 8 pieces of puzzles. The main reason why it's just 7 stations is because one station actually has a double challenge. And then once they completed all the 8 stations, they go to the 9th. They go for the 9th piece of the puzzle, which is going to be the last station. Whoever finishes the puzzle wins.
Okay. And while they're doing all these challenges, they're going to learn about.
Yeah, that's actually the goal. Not just finish all the tasks and the challenges, but at the same time get acquainted with the Chinoy culture itself, the Chinese-Filipino culture that we have.
So Chinoy is actually Chinese-Filipino. That's a local term for Chinese-Filipino. So Mike, are the participants going to be Chinoys? Or are they going to be Filipinos or a mix?
Oh, surprisingly, most are Filipinos, but we have a few Chinoys and even some Europeans joining us.
Okay, so the Chinoys have an unfair advantage.
Well, let's see. Let's see.
All right, well, it's supposed to start now, right? Okay, so I'll let you do your job.
Okay.
And then let me just, I'll let you go, Mike and Rach.
Okay.
Good luck. I think these are all the participants right here and right here. But I think we're going to start with the bang here because we have dancers here right behind me. And whoa! Okay, so I'll let you watch the lion dance and the fireworks. Okay, I think that's it for the lion dance for this event. You know, these lion dances are traditionally part of Chinese New Year celebrations here in the Philippines. And what's great about these lion dancers here, they're all Filipinos. When I was a kid, a lot of them were actually ethnic Chinese, but now I can see they're all Filipinos. So I think the event is about to start, the event proper. And we have all these participants here. First station I think is going to be there. So let's go talk to the, I don't know, game master, I think is what you would call her. We had to wade through the participants here. Gwen, right? Yes. Can we talk to you a little bit? So what's going to happen here in the station?
Oh, we are going to give instructions right now, and then we're going to have a narration of the Zodiac story, and then we'll have our first stop. So he's going to do the opening remarks first.
Okay, so this is just going to be the opening remarks.
Opening remarks, and the first task is here. Yeah, and we can't tell it right now because it's a secret.
All right, so we'll let them do that, and we'll go this way. Let me just fix this mic.
Everyone here, all the teams here. Happy Chinese New Year. Welcome to the Chinatown Challenge. Today,
They obviously won't let them start that.
the theme is the Jade Emperor's Quest. So you are gathered here to
So, I mean, as you can see, their
participate in the quest.
participants are
You
made
will
up
be
of, I mean, different ethnicities. Most of them are Filipinos. I mean, I see foreigners as well. Some Chinese Filipinos. And again, this street here, where this building is called Escolta. And it used to be the shopping and commercial district of Manila during the American colonial period, but it's part of Chinatown. We'll let them do the orientation and we'll let them explain the first task. Let's go out. Let's go out and see some more of Manila's Chinatown.
We're from Chinoylife. It's a place.
Sorry. We'll have to squeeze our way through the crowd. Excuse me. We'll go this way because, you know, this building actually is a really old building. Built during the, again, the American colonial period, which was in the late 19th century to the early 20th century. And most of the buildings here in Escolta are actually Art Deco buildings, again, because they were built by Americans. And in the last, I would say, few decades, the buildings here have been deteriorating, and now there's an effort to actually restore these buildings. So if you can see here, I mean, there's a really nice little coffee shop over there, and some small stores over here, which were actually not here 2 years ago. This is relatively new, and this is really part of an effort to revive this district and to be able to preserve the buildings because they were already in danger of getting demolished. And so there is now a concerted effort by certain groups to save the buildings and to actually revive enthusiasm and interest in this district. So walk with me. We're gonna go out. By the way, I am also looking at the Facebook feed. So if you have questions, comments, you can ask me. I'm gonna try to answer. I'm not sure I can answer all your questions, but I did grow up in this area. Everything here, not here when I was growing up. Okay, before I forget, let me show you the map of Manila's Chinatown. It's also called Binondo, actually. The participants, they don't know where they're going. They're gonna get clues from each station. They're gonna fan out, so we can't actually follow each and every one of them. So we're gonna try to do our own amazing race. I'm gonna go around Chinatown, show you Manila's Chinatown, and you know, they say Manila's Chinatown is actually the oldest Chinatown in the world. This is something that's not been proven or that's not been written in history books, but this is what they say. They say Chinatown here in Manila is the oldest in the world. Established actually in 1584 by Spanish colonizers of the Philippines. It's noisy, so let's go. For those who are not familiar with the Philippines, those are jeepneys. Carried over from the Second World War. American jeepneys converted to public transport here in the Philippines, very famous. Some of them colorful. They all used to be colorful actually. Okay, I was gonna show you the map. Sorry about that. So again, it's called Binondo. And as you can see here, there are Western style buildings, lots of restaurants, church here. So it's a mix of different architecture, cultures, different kinds of food sold here. And that's really what Chinese-Filipino culture is all about. Because for instance, I'm already third generation Chinese, so there's a lot of Filipino influence in me as well. My family is also very traditional Chinese at the same time. I spent some time in the United States. The Philippines, in fact, is a very westernized country. So Chinese-Filipino culture or Chinoy culture is actually a mix of different cultures. So it's a very unique culture. And this place, you'll see, is also very unique because here, show the building right there. You can see very westernized, very old style American architecture. But as we make our way to the heart of Chinatown, this is not what you're going to see here. The architecture is going to be different, the crowd's going to be different. You'll see different textures as we go through Chinatown here. I can see that they are still talking to participants, telling them what to do, telling them what's going to happen. So we're not going to wait for that. I think we probably have an hour or so. So we're going to do our own amazing race, and we're going to go this way. Again, like I said, I grew up in this area and I actually spent part of my childhood exactly on this street. The participants, they don't know where they're going because they have to get clues to know where they're going next. But I know where they're going. I have them marked here on the map. So we're going to try to meet the participants in each station. And we're going to talk to the game masters in each station as well. But as I was saying, I grew up here. So I have a lot of memories from growing up on this street. But that's the building where my family lived before. That tall building over there. And these stores over here were not here before, but there were other stores here. There were shoe stores, clothes stores. In fact, it was swankier before. this street here was considered the swanky part of Manila decades ago. Just bear with me because it's going to be quite the walk going into the heart of Manila's Chinatown. This is what I would call the fringe of Manila's Chinatown.
Wet paint. Oh, yeah. Wet paint.
Sorry. Wet paint. I stepped on wet paint. Sorry. Well, we still have horse carriages here. You know, Chinatown, Manila's Chinatown is old, is considered by some as the oldest in the world. A lot of Filipinos actually have not been here. We actually have one here who's here for the first time, my cameraman's wife here. She's here for the first time. She's almost 30 years old. Obviously grew up in the Philippines, has never been to Chinatown. So this is also a learning experience for her, and I can imagine for the participants of the event today, it's also the first time, so it's a learning experience for them as well. So that's where I grew up. Not entirely, but I did spend a few years of my childhood here. And I remember we would go to, there was a convenience store here. And a department store over there. And Jollibee over there. For those of you who don't know, Jollibee is the #1 fast food chain in the Philippines. More popular than McDonald's, believe it or not. And I would dare say gaining popularity all over the world as well, particularly for its fried chicken, which is really good. And I'm not an endorser, and Jollibee hasn't paid me, but Jollibee fried chicken is good. But it has changed quite a bit, this place. Although I'm happy to see that the old buildings are still standing. Like that building over there. I mean, it's beautiful, right? It's beautiful with just a little work. You know, they can actually remodel, refurbish. I think even with just a little paint, it's gonna be good as new. I'm not gonna talk right now because I might get hit by a car. So we'll just try to cross this part of the street. So I don't know what happened here, but this used to be where we watched movies when I was a kid. Capitol Theater. Also Art Deco building. Watched Jackie Chan movies, Sammo Hung movies, local movies, Hollywood movies. I watched them all here. There was a lady who sold banana Q, which is like barbecue but bananas. Really good. So what can I say? I mean, I miss this place. Okay, so maybe 100 or 200 meters away from here. You can see there that Friendship Arch. That's new. That was built just a few years ago. So, okay, I almost got hit. And let me just cross the street. Okay, well, there are a lot of Chinese delis and bakeries and restaurants here, obviously, because it's Chinatown. This is the first one that we're seeing here. It wasn't here before, so it's relatively new. But this brand is pretty famous here in Manila. As I was saying, maybe just 100 or 200 meters away from where we are right now. You see that arch? In case you didn't know, so every Chinatown in the world, at least every Chinatown that I've been to, has a Friendship Arch, which serves as the sort of the gate to the Chinatown, and which also serves as the symbol. Okay, here so you can see. Okay, beautiful gate. So as I was saying, these gates serve as the symbol also of friendship between China and, you know, whatever country that gate is in, or whatever country that Chinatown is in. And so obviously in this case it's the Philippines and China. Now again, as I said, this one is new. It's beautiful, it's huge, but it's still not as popular as the original one, which we'll see just, again, a couple of 100 meters from where we are right now. That's it. So it's under construction right now. They haven't, I don't think there was any plan anyway to demolish that. That's the original one. I'm not even sure why they built a new one. It's actually been quite controversial because I don't know if you can see the Chinese words over there. It says 中国城, which is literally means Chinese city. And so there's been a bit of a controversy there because it's not supposed to be called Chinese city, but Chinatown. So, but anyway, it's a beautiful arch, and we do have that original one over there, which we'll go to right now because that is one of the stations of the Amazing Race event here. And I don't know if those are participants that we see coming here. They look like them. They look like participants of the event. So are you guys part of the race? You guys are part of the race? The event? No? Okay. No, they're not. Okay. Okay. So we're just gonna go there and we're gonna talk to the game master there. Top. Let me just show you where we are in the map. So we came from this place and we are now here. Okay. Sorry. So we're gonna try to find the game master, try to talk to the game master. Here he is, all by his lonesome. Okay. Talk to him. Not bad. They're not here yet, but we're here. And can we talk to you for a little bit? Can you just explain to us what's going to happen here?
Actually, when they came here, they register, tell me what the group is.
Yeah.
Then I'll give them, and I let them choose an envelope and post. I'll take pictures. I'm satisfied with their posing. Then I get another password for them and let them go.
Sounds complicated. Sounds complicated.
Complicated. They have to post.
What are they going to learn here?
Chinese martial art.
Chinese martial arts? Chinese martial arts. Okay, Chinese martial arts. Why not?
Yes, a little Chinese dance.
A little bit of Chinese
Yes.
martial arts.
Well, it will depends on me if they will pass or not.
You'll be the judge.
I'll be the judge.
Only you.
I'll take a picture.
Yeah.
If they pass, I'll give them another passer and let them go.
Okay, but they
If
don't.
not, they have to practice again.
But then they have to solve the clue, right? To know where to go next.
It's there. It's there.
Yeah.
I don't know where they're going to do next.
Okay, you don't know where to go.
Yes, yes. This is the second part. I'm just waiting for them.
Okay. All right. Well, then we'll wait for them as well. I guess.
Kala ko kayo na eh. Wala pa, tagal nila.
No.
I'll make sure
Someone,
they have the right post.
someone is asking which city we are in China. Well, we're not in China. We're in the Philippines and we're in the capital, Manila. And this is Manila's Chinatown. Again, as I said, they say this is the oldest Chinatown in the world. Established in 1594, if I'm not mistaken, by the Spanish conquerors of the Philippines. And Chinatown actually used to be on the other side of the river. There's a river over there. Obviously, obviously you don't see the river, but there's a river, and across the river is the old city of Manila called Intramuros. And within Intramuros used to be where all the Chinese people were. Now the Spaniards accordingly moved the Chinese to this place, and a lot of the Chinese who moved to this place actually were converted to Catholicism, and you'll see a huge church here in this Chinatown later as we go through again this district. But there was a huge Chinese population here back in the 16th century, as far back as the 16th century. And they say that a lot of those Chinese were only men. So they married Filipinos, and that's when Chinese mestizos were born. Mestizo is a Filipino word derived from the Spanish language, which means mixed race Filipino. So during that time, a lot of mixed race Chinese Filipinos were born. I'm not mixed race. My grandparents came here, if I'm not mistaken, in the early 1900s. Not early 1900s. Just before World War II. And my parents were born here, and I was born here too. I'm third generation Chinese, but my father is mixed Chinese Filipino because my wife is a Filipino. So there have been a lot of intermarriages, obviously. But Chinese Filipino culture is pretty much still intact. Now what they're trying to do here is to try to educate Filipinos about the Chinese Filipino culture, and also try to educate the young Chinese Filipinos about their own culture, to try to preserve that culture. Because, like, for instance, me, I don't know all the traditions. So there is actually, I think and I agree that there is a need to also educate young Chinese Filipinos about our own culture, which is not necessarily purely Chinese culture, but a culture that's born out of, generations of Chinese living here in the Philippines. Now, we don't see participants here yet. So I think my cameraman's shoulder is hurting. Let him sit down as well. Okay. But hold on. I don't want to sit on my mic. But we're still sort of in the fringes of Chinatown again, the gate. Just over here.
Take pictures of them.
So we sorry?
Pictures. Get the pose. Get one.
Yeah.
You have to follow the pose.
Yeah.
Front of the arm. I'll take pictures. If I'm satisfied, I'll let them go. Get my piece of the muscle.
Yeah.
I'll let them go.
So no one gets through without his approval.
Yes. These are the poses.
Yeah.
They have to check that they can mimic the pose.
Yeah.
Otherwise, sorry.
Can I see one of them?
I'm
I'm not a contestant.
Yes.
We're discovering. Okay. So they have to kind of mimic poses. So like he said, martial arts, right? Wait, let me we fix this. Okay, so for instance, this. Okay, pretty easy, I think.
There are some that
No?
are hard.
There's some that are hard, he said.
Like pity the people.
You pity the people?
Pity them.
He said he pities the people. Okay. Alright. Okay, so what? You good? You good? You ready to get to the next station?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay. I think we have to get going because it's taking the participants a long time. I think we're gonna win this game. All right. Whew. Okay. Sorry, it's hot. I'm sweating. It's not even summer yet. Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, let's go. I like the next station. It's a restaurant. But we have to be careful while we're crossing the street. So, wait. Drivers here in the Philippines can be a little unforgiving. So, bear with me. Alright, well, as you can see, lanterns adorned. Sorry. Lanterns adorned all over Chinatown. Obviously, the festive mood, the festive spirit is upon us here in Chinatown in the Philippines. And in fact, you know, Chinese New Year this year, Feb 16, is a holiday here in the Philippines. A national holiday. So that, I think, shows you how much importance Filipinos actually give to the Chinese New Year. And it's not just this year. It's been a holiday for many years already. So I think that's become a tradition. And when I say holiday, a non-working holiday, hold on. Yeah. Okay. Well, I guess we see the ugly side of Manila here as well. Like I said, Chinatown is a mix of different kinds of people, different kinds of culture. So, you know, real estate here in Chinatown is one of the most expensive in the Philippines. The richest people do business here, the richest people live here, but there's also a sizable poor population here. They work here, they live here, some of them live in the streets, some of them sell stuff in the streets. So it's really an interesting mix. And we're gonna cross the street again. Can we? Shall we? Wait. Okay. Well, it's a little dark here, but I hope you can still see where we're going. They've been doing a lot of construction here lately as well. I told you that street, Escolta, where we were first, there's a huge effort to preserve the old buildings. But unfortunately, in other parts of Chinatown, there's been huge transformations. Old buildings getting demolished, new buildings getting built. I mean, you see all the scaffolding here. Oh, I see Jollibee. If you can remember, everyone who was watching maybe 15-20 minutes ago, I mentioned Jollibee, which is the most popular, best-selling fast food chain in the Philippines. That's it. Best fried chicken in the world. Again, I'm not an endorser of Jollibee. I just wanted to point out a truly Filipino brand. Owned by a Chinese Filipino, by the way. They also mentioned about the transformation of Manila's Chinatown. As you can see, there's also Starbucks. If I'm not mistaken, there are 3 Starbucks stores. 3 Starbucks stores here in Manila's Chinatown. That's a lot. It's a lot of Starbucks for Chinatown, really. And they're always full. Starbucks here in Chinatown, they're always full. Okay, I hope I can find the next destination because I'm actually not too sure where it is. But I've been there and I'll show you what they sell. Because the dish that they specialize in is actually uniquely Chinese-Filipino. So a lot of people here saying or greeting us Happy New Year. Happy New Year to all of you. For the Chinese, 祝你们新年快乐，恭喜发财。I think we must be close. We must be close to the place. Yeah, a new building. All right. I'm getting a little thirsty and hungry and exhausted, so the next place is going to be perfect. Okay, why don't we ask people here where it is, because I'm not too sure where it is. I know it's around this vicinity. Saan po yung ano? Yung po? Yeah.
Nasa gilid po. Pasok, Miss Kinita.
Ito lang, gilid. Okay. All right, we're close. Thank you. Ah, here it is. It's a hidden gem. See, if you don't know the place, you'll probably not know that there is such a place. And so, obviously, it's quite popular. People here know it. I hope there's signals here. As you can see, it's also in an old building. I mean, look at the stairs and look at these doors. Ha! Look at the restaurant. What a gem. Hello. Hi. That's the game master over there. So why don't we go to him, try to talk to him. Wala pa? Bolang pa? Can we talk to you? Just a little bit, yeah? Okay. So what's gonna happen?
Gonna eat lumpia without telling them what the task is. Then let them drink tea. Afterwards, I will ask them what's the ingredient. The lumpia.
Well, I don't know what the ingredients are actually. But can you tell us what is lumpia?
Spring roll
Spring roll,
in English.
but not the same as Vietnamese spring roll or.
Yeah,
It's very Chinese-Filipino, right?
yes.
Yes, very uniquely Chinese-Filipino. Okay, so why don't we buy one, and I'll show you what. Guys. Of the game, if I'm a fan, I said Lumpia, Lumpia, and that's how they make it. Crushed peanuts, I think. Lettuce, lots of like tofu, vegetables, and meat. $60. There you go. 60. Okay. Sorry, I'm sweating profusely. But I think this is gonna be good. Actually, Kusid, pabili naman ng soft drinks. Yeah. Sorry, I need something to drink as well. How about, you want soft drinks? Huh? Coke? 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 You want Coke? No? Coke? Four. Proceed. Thanks. Yeah, okay. Alright. I'm sorry if I'm... Huh? Yes, fresh lumpia.
This the other one, the fried.
Yeah. So there's two varieties, the fresh and the fried lumpia. The specialty in this restaurant is the fresh lumpia, right? Okay. So they usually put sauce over the, but I don't because I like the taste of the crushed peanuts. Yeah. So I'm gonna take a bite. Sorry, that was a big bite. Sorry if I'm making you hungry. But it's really good. So, I think we've got carrots, lettuce, tofu, crushed peanuts. Sorry. I'm feeling like Anthony Bourdain right now. It's good with soda. Maybe you can pan to other people eating. You don't have to see me eating all the time. I'm gonna need more time to finish this, but so I hate not to finish my food, but it's taking up a lot of time. I'm sorry. It's really good. Sorry. Did you do a close-up? So as you can see, it's all fresh ingredients. And this is, again, as the game master said, similar to the Vietnamese spring roll, or any spring roll for that matter. But this one has a uniquely Chinese-Filipino taste, as I would put it. It's not exactly like the Vietnamese spring roll or other kinds of spring roll. Oh, I think it was pretty much invented here in the Philippines. So, forgive me. One last bite. Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. This is considered healthy, right? Healthy, right? I think it's healthy. Huh? Healthier than Jollibee fries. This one's not healthy. We have people watching from all over the world, I think. Some people from the Philippines as well. But I think we've got people from like as far away as Africa, Pakistan, India, I'm not sure. Like from America, I think. So, hello everyone. Okay, thank you. Thank you. One last. All right. Okay, let's go. Thank you. That was good. Spring roll in spring. That's someone said here. Technically, it's not springtime here in the Philippines. We don't have spring here. It's really summer all year long here. Would you say? Summer, right? Summer all year long?
We have to rainy.
I mean,
hot.
they taught us, back in school they taught us there's a dry and then the wet season. But I feel like it's a wet season all year long anyway, and it's also hot all year long. So it's the same all year long. Okay, I think I left the map. Did I leave the map? Okay, no, okay. I did leave the map. Thankfully, someone brought it for me. Okay, so this is where we were. That's where we were. We're gonna go to this place, which is basically a square, because a small plaza. And I'll show you the church that I was talking about like half an hour ago. Okay. I don't know if you can see the church now. Maybe we'll go a little bit further. That's the church. That's called Binondo Church. It's where actually I was baptized. So I'm Catholic, and a lot of Chinese Filipinos are actually Catholic, like most Filipinos. But I'm insignificant, obviously. This church was where one of our national heroes, Andres Bonifacio, actually got married. This place, Binondo, Manila's Chinatown, is the birthplace of the first Filipino saint, Saint Lorenzo Ruiz. So he's from here. So let's go further down. From the plaza, we'll see a little bit more of the church. And I mean, this is really what's unique about the Chinese community here in the Philippines, because I mean, it's very rare to see a Catholic church, and a huge Catholic church at that, an old Catholic church inside the Chinatown of any city. I know there's one in San Francisco as well, probably not as big as this, but it's really unique because, as I mentioned earlier, a lot of the Chinese who migrated to the Philippines in the 16th century were only males, and they were moved by the Spanish officials back then to this place, and they were basically converted to Catholicism. They married Filipinos, so you know they pretty much. Hello. I think that's probably one of the participants trying to look for where he's gonna go. I wish he'd just ask me. I'd tell him where. Okay, so oops, sorry. So let's cross the street and let's go to the plaza. Okay. Crossing the street here in Manila is always a daring mission, you know. As you can see, there's no rhyme, there's no roll. It's very chaotic. Beautiful chaos sometimes for me. Obviously because this is my hometown. But I mean for foreigners I think it's gonna be very difficult for them to cross these streets. But it has its own character, I think. I mean, look at the mix of the old and new here. The church, that glass building over there, which is a hotel, the old buildings over on this other side. It's really a very interesting place to go to because you see, again, different cultures and the history as well here. You see the history of Manila here as well because this is one of the oldest places, and you see those participants running over there. Oh, I think that's them. Okay, let's go over there to see what they're doing. This guy is actually a doctor and a TV host. Hi. Hello. Doc Birds, right?
Doc Nielsen.
Doc Nielsen, sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry, he's a host of, what's the show? Born to be Wild, right?
That's right.
So it's a wildlife show. And they decided to join because you're friends with one of the organizers,
yes,
right? Yes.
My crew.
Okay.
So here's my team.
One of my friends also actually, because I used to work at that local network. So we'll let them go. Yeah, we'll let them go. Because it's a race. We don't want to take up too much of their time. But let's see what they're actually doing there. So they're actually playing a traditional Filipino game called Sipa. But it's also actually, you'll see this game in other Southeast Asian countries as well. So again, you see here the mix of Chinese and Filipino cultures and traditions and games. You know, Chinese people playing Filipino games. Filipinos doing Chinese things. Isn't that good? So maybe you want to watch one of them do that. Yeah, there. I think they have to do five consecutive kicks. Actually, it's fun to watch them do it. I don't know if I can do it. 5?
Right.
I can probably do 2.
Right.
No. Has anyone been able to do it?
Not yet.
Not yet. No one's been able.
The meatball, they're done.
Huh?
Two of them. They're done with the meatball.
Oh, so they don't.
This is their thing they're waiting for.
Okay, so they have. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So they're. Sorry. Can I ask you? So what's the meatball?
Oh, the meatball is like Chinese jackstone.
Yeah.
So they're having parang little sandbags.
Little sandbags.
Mongo sits inside. Right. So it's like just. You did 5?
So it's a Chinese game and then a Filipino game.
Yes. Yes.
Ah, okay, perfect. Chinese and Filipino games. So they're not only doing that, they're also doing. Sorry. They're also doing this, which is Chinese jackstone. Yeah. I never played it.
Usually played by girls.
Usually played. Okay. Usually played by girls.
Next move is the cave. This move is called the cave.
Oh. Oh, okay. Very interesting.
Next station.
Okay. So we finally see the participants doing what they're supposed to do. Yes. They're very excited, and they're very exciting to watch, actually. Someone's just pointed out that the spring roll. Someone just pointed out that the spring roll that I ate is actually very similar to the style of the Taiwanese and the Myanmar Chinese, and also of Xiamen in China. So I apologize if I'm wrong. I mean, I've been to all these places. I've never had their spring roll, so I'm probably wrong. But the other kinds of spring rolls that I've had are not similar to this one. But he said it's similar to Xiamen. Now, Xiamen is in Fujian province in China. Most of the Chinese here in the Philippines are actually from that province, or at least we trace our roots to that province. Maybe not Xiamen, some of them from Xiamen, but others from Quanzhou, others from Jinjiang. I think Jinjiang and Quanzhou are mostly the same. So it's quite possible, of course, that the food that we have here is actually similar to the food that they have there. So I guess we now go to maybe the final. Yeah, I think we can go now to the final station, and we'll go to, and that final station is actually on the main street of Chinatown called Ongpin or Wangbinjie. It's a family name, right? One of the more prominent family names of in the Chinese-Filipino community. So let's go. Sun is out. And we see more people coming. They're all pretty serious in this. They really want to win this game, which is good. I hope they're learning a lot too in the process. Okay, so I showed you the jeepneys earlier. I'm going to show you the horse carriages. There are only a few places in Manila where you can see these horse carriages. One is the old walled city, which is just across the river from here. And also here in Chinatown, they still have these horse carriages that they use to ferry people. How much? Magkano po pag ano?
Sa Kalesa, minimum mo 50.
50?
50.
Okay, saan po ang punta?
Mula rito, halimbawa, hanggang sa may Lucky Chinatown.
Lucky Chinatown lang, 50?
Oo.
Ang mahal.
Oo, thank you, hindi na mili ka.
Dito ang Lucky Chinatown, 50?
Oh, meron din nagbabayad ng 30.
Okay. Pwedeng tawaran.
Pwede naman.
Pwedeng tawaran.
Pero
Okay.
pagkano?
Ilan ang kasya?
Dalawa sa loob, isa sa una.
Okay. Tatlo.
Tatlo.
Saan ko kayo sasakay?
Sa may gilid.
Gilid?
Nakaupo.
Okay. So he said 50 pesos per person. O isang
Hindi,
biyahe?
isang biyahe.
Isang biyahe?
Isang biyahe, boss.
Okay. So it's about $1 to ride on one of these things. But that's only for not even half a kilometer, I think. But it's quite exciting if you just want to try. But in terms of public transportation, if you're a local, that's quite expensive. $1 for a 500-meter distance or even shorter, that's quite expensive. But it's obviously an interesting thing to do if you're a tourist or if you're a foreigner. Even if you're a local and it's your first time here, I think it's an interesting to do. When I was a kid, I used to love riding these. It wasn't $1 back then, and it was more common back then. So yeah. So, one of the unique things that you can find here in Chinatown. So okay, let's make our way to the main street of Manila's Chinatown. Again, crossing the street. So you can see they're crossing the street even though the light is red. That's just the way it is here. Okay, now we can go. But they're also going. Man, sorry. Always a battle crossing the streets of Manila. All right, last stop. All right, so this is, okay, you know when we say Chinatown in Manila, this is really it. This is Manila's Chinatown. It's called Ongping Street. So right beside this church, there is a Catholic school. I'm not sure if the church owns the school, but it's a Chinese Catholic school. Catholic education, but they teach the Chinese language. Not sure if they teach Chinese history in Chinese. But I did also go to a Chinese Catholic school. And we learned Mandarin, we learned Chinese history. So that's one way Chinese parents or Chinese Filipino parents are trying to preserve the culture, is to send their children to these Chinese schools. That's what I'm doing right now. I've sent my daughter to where I used to go to school. All right, there it is. Okay, so I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is the last station. Ang Bi Tin. Hands down, I think it's the most popular Chinese deli. Not only in all of Chinatown, but in all of the Philippines. I mean, you see that store over there that says Ang Bi Tin? It's a small store, right? That's how it started, and now look at it. It's one building. And you know, this is very representative of the story of many Chinese Filipinos. A lot of Chinese Filipino businessmen started really, really small. Let's say Henry C. of the SM mall chain. They have SM malls in China as well. Okay, let's not get killed. Okay. So Henry C, for example, he started with just a small shoe store. And now he has like dozens and dozens of malls. Again, not only here in the Philippines, but in China as well. So I think this is a very typical story of Chinese Filipino wealth growing and growing and growing. I mean, it's a deli and it has escalators. This is my first time to be able to go into this new MBT, so let's go. Alright, are we, Mike, we're okay to, yes? We're okay to get in with the camera? Yeah? Okay. So, welcome to... Oh, wow. Very impressive. Hello po. Andyan si Sir Jerry? Or Jeric? Jeric? Okay, okay. Let's, yeah. Let's go, let's go meet the owner, who I've interviewed actually a couple of times. But I never expected that they'd build something like this. It's a Chinese deli, for God's sake. And it has escalators. So Jeric will probably tell us more about their specialty, which is the what we call here pikoy. Hi, Jeric. How are you? What's up?